Welcome back for another Linux fundamental command video. Here we're going to look at the head and tail commands. Here we're going to deal with these two together. So the first one is the head command. And you'll type it head with the file name as an argument. And what it does is it shows you the first few lines of a lengthy file. Specifically, it'll show you the first 10 lines. This is very useful if you're looking at a file where new data is going to be added to the beginning or the first few lines of a file, and it pushes older data towards the end of the file. Now there are some options for the head command, like for example, you've got the -n option followed by a number, and that will let you control how many lines it'll show you. You can also do -c to control how many bytes of data it shows you. And you can also do -q to tell it to do it quietly, and what it'll do is it won't print the file name headers, rather just the data. Or you can tell it to print everything with the verbose option. Let's check it out. First, let's pop open a terminal and cd into my demos directory. So we've got long file again. So if I say head, long file, it just shows me the first 10 lines. Cool. But if I tell head to work with a numbering, let's say 3, on a long file, it just shows me the first 3 lines. Cool. I can also tell head to do this verbosely. And there it gives me the header information to let me know, hey, this is the file name you're looking at. Not super impressive considering that's what I typed there, but maybe I'm running this command in a way that shows me the head of many files in one go. I'm going to get all of those files outputs in one single view. So this will actually be quite useful if I get the head command to show me more than one file's contents at a time. I'm not going to do that here though, I'll do it probably later on in the series. But that's the head command. Now let's go back and talk about the tail command. So we have the tail command as well. And again, very similar to the head command, we just type tail and the file name. And you've probably made a good guess at what tail does. It's going to show you the tail end, or the last few lines of the file, usually the last 10 by default. This is useful if the file you're looking at has data added to the end of it, making older data appear at the beginning. And the options are very similar to the head command. -n lets you control the number of lines it shows you, C does the number of bytes it shows you, Q tells it not to show you file header names, and V, or verbose, tells you to always show you that information. Let's go check it out. We're still in the head-tail demo subdirectory, so let's tell tail to show me the long file. And now it just shows me the last 10 lines, with a bit of line overrun making it look like there's more. Let's tell it to do the last 2 lines, with -n space 2. Now it just shows me the last 2 lines of that. And this is one of the nice things about some of the Linux commands. When you come across commands that have similar functions to one another, they often share or reuse the same single letter options just to make it a little bit easier to remember them all. So that does sometimes seem a bit tough to learn and remember all of this. I promise you the Linux ecosystem does try and make it as easy as possible for you to learn while still giving you the full capability and control of this operating system. At any rate, that's the head and the tail command. Very helpful when you want to just quickly check the beginning or the end of a long file. But thanks for watching this, and I hope to catch you in the next fundamental command video after you play around with this yourself.